Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the WIN Show on KZKO. Take part with the cast by sending your suggestions for each segment throughout the week or during the show by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net, or the WIN KZKO blog. Now, enjoy the show. It's local. It's global. You are listening to WIN World Local News.
WIN World Local News with Potter Smittss. Our top story today is brought to us by WIN contributor Peter of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With Pope Francis' historic visit to the United States this past week coinciding with NASA's remarkable finding of running water and life on Mars, and the NFL Philadelphia Eagles winning their first game of the season, many are calling on the Virgin Mother on whether or not this was coincidence, divine intervention, or just a downright conspiracy. Well, to get the 10 Commandments on this truly unique story and to inflict some penance on the story as well, let's go live to WIN Current reporter Jamal Jackson, who's at the steps of the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia with the celestial details. Jamal? Potter Smittss. Potter, I do declare right now, as the Templars are screaming here in the background, I'm almost lost for words. I am standing right in front of the Holy Pontiff himself, Pope Francis. Give me one more moment, because I went silent. I didn't know how to react. Let me get my wits about myself.
It's okay, my son. I have the patience of the Lord.
Okay. Your Holiness, I just want to know right off the bat, how is it that the Philadelphia Eagles were able to win on the road in New York? Was it the rivers of life on Mars inspiring the birds, or was it your divine hand?
I can take no credit, but I think the running waters on Mars, as a sign of the Lord's greatness and His power throughout the whole universe, has truly been an inspiration to all that populate planet Earth, and clearly, especially the Philadelphia Eagles, with their coach Chip Kelly, a noted Marsist, who clearly used that as motivation to take his team to the next level.
So are you saying, since Mr. Kelly is a noted Marsist, that the waters of life on Mars rejuvenated the Philadelphia Eagles to have a tough win on the road?
Yes, absolutely. The waters on Mars have served as a rejuvenation font for the Eagles, and yea, will yet be one for all of humanity, as we are soon forced to board spaceships and transport ourselves to a new Earth called Mars.
And another question regarding my beloved Eagles. I've been an Eagles fan since the days of Ron Jaworski.
Oh, I know.
Since the days of Randall Cunningham, and even the days of Reginald White.
The Reverend Reginald White.
The Reverend, that's right, the good Reverend. The good defensive end Reverend, Mr. White. How many games do I say will the Philadelphia Eagles win in this season? I just need to know for my DraftKings pool and my Vegas odds.
Oh, Jamal, my son, I am not one to share that knowledge. For if I did, you could change the course of the future.
Well, can you at least tell me if they're going to cover the over or under next week?
All I can say to you, Jamal, is that I would not be too hopeful for this season.
No. Okay.
The NFC East is a weak division, and the Eagles may be among the weakest of that division.
Lord. So should I be saying I should jump on that ship and set my sights for Mars before the season is over so I don't go through the torment of a non-playoff season under Mr. Marsist himself, Coach Chip Kelly?
Yes, that would be wise.
Okay.
Amen. Bless you, son.
Well, thank you, Ponte, for your time, and I apologize for my hesitancy in your presence.
It is okay.
Well, back to you, Potter. I feel so well, stressed and blessed. Wow, Jamal, that must be one heck of an experience that you just had. All right. Well, on to our next story of great significance, and it's brought to us by WIN contributor Florence of San Jose, California. Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Facebook, recently had a fancy lobster and macaroni dinner with Chinese President Xi Jinping and President Obama at the White House to discuss Facebook's future, likes in China, and the management of the New World Social Order. Well, to post the details of the story, let's check in with WIN senior political reporter Right Said Fred, who's tagged at the White House lawn. Right Said?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Potter. And just to be clear, I'm still too sexy for this interview. I just want you to know. But I'm here with somebody also, a very sexy man, a young billionaire, Mark Zuckerberg. Hey, Mark, you're looking good. You're pretty sexy over there.
Yeah. It's great to be here. You know, I had a good time, up in the White House eating macaroni. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. But, I'm not here to have you talking about the food or talk about, how sexy the president was or the president of China was. What I want to know, I want to get the details. I want to hear policy. What are the plans here for Facebook here for the coming future?
Well, the first thing of policy I want to talk about here is Michelle Obama was looking great. She almost looks like Beyonce in the rest.
Oh, if you had to put a number on it, how sexy was she out there?
For first lady or just in general?
Oh, just in general.
Oh, I would, I'd have to say that, she's about 10 and a half.
Oh, that's high praise there.
Hey,
she's too sexy.
She's
too sexy.
Too sexy, not only for my love, but for Mr. Obama's love. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry. I was distracted by sexiness there, Mr. Zuckerberg. We need to get it focused. We're talking about policy here. Now, Facebook's incursion into the Chinese social media market was a hot-button topic coming into the dinner tonight. What did you, what kind of progress you make? You guys getting over there?
Yeah, we was trying to make it happen, and we started off by playing some Pong, okay?
Oh.
Because it's kind of symbolic of breaking down the Chinese cyber wall. Bing and bang and bing and bang to get through the wall. And then finally, once we're in there, we're good. We're going to propagate like everyone else, like roaches across China.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I talked to Mr. Jinping about. I said, look, if I beat you in Pong, you're going to have to let that wall down, that firewall, to let Facebook in.
I'm sorry, Mr. Zuckerberg. You're saying the Pong wasn't just like an icebreaker to get people going. This was actually the linchpin of what decided the actual negotiations here, was whether you actually won in Pong.
Well, and some people would say in Vegas that's a wager. But since this wasn't technically supposed to be a wager, because you can't be doing that in the White House, it was just a friendly man's honor on who wins the game.
Well, now I gotta ask, whose idea was this? Was this you, or did President Jinping bring this to the table?
Well, technically he brought it to the table, but I spurred him on with an idea in order to get him so antsy and so riled up that he thought he could beat me in something. And then
you hustled him?
I did. I hustled him. I threw out the word Pong after the end of this agitation that I rose him to when we were eating that lobster. And then, bam, I knew I got him then.
Yeah, wow. Now, so we got China, and we got Facebook is now in China. Mm-hmm. Now we need to get, all those, beautiful, sexy Chinese ladies onto Facebook. Any plans on how we're gonna do that? Because, I'm not gonna lie here, Right Said Fred got a bit of the yellow fever.
Well, I understand. That's clearly the case too with me,
Oh, I know. I've seen who you roll with.
That's right. You see my wife. She's Chinese, Yeah, she's, she's due in about 9 months. Bless her heart. But, I'm gonna put her in charge, to get that yellow fever spread out to, all the, shall we say, non-fever people out there in the world. And, yeah, she's going to take care of that side of getting the sexiness back
she's
in
going to be
Facebook.
the World Health Organization of sexiness right there.
Yeah. She also going to be the sexiest person to ever walk down the streets of Beijing. At least that's what I got to say right now as I'm looking at how you doing, sweetie?
Oh, hey. That was pretty sexy right there.
That's a nice
Now, there's a lot of sexy issues that I want to talk to you, but I'm going to keep that offline. These are more personal questions. But I appreciate you for this view into international negotiations, Pong-based though they may be. I thank you for all your wonderful work, Mr. Zuckerberg. And back to you, Potter.
Well, thank you so much, right, Sid? I'm too sexy for... I think that's how that song went. Okay, well, let's get a check on the sports and head on over to Fired Up Frank, who's in Wolfsburg, Germany, at the 2015 Emissions Testing Championships, sponsored by Volkswagen. Well, how's that exciting event going fired up, and who's actually winning? Wow, that must be a really in-depth competition, because so much so that it's so close. Well, lung to lung. All right, well, let's get a final check on the weather here. Let's head on over to Lily Windsock, who's in the New Horizons spacecraft orbiting Pluto. How's the weather looking like up there, Lily?
Oh my God, Potter, it looks miserable down on Pluto. I mean, right here in my little capsule, it's a steady climate controlled 68 degrees with 3% humidity. But looking down at Pluto, it's just empty, and there's a rock, and I can't tell how cold it is, but there is no one sunbathing down there, so it must be cold. I wouldn't go there. Back to ya.
Well, thank you, Lily, for that intergalactic report. I really appreciate that, and maybe that will have some effect on people going to Mars soon. And thank you all for tuning in to WIN World Local News. I'm Potter Smittss. Stay tuned for Community Court next on the World Improv Network.
Give the WinCast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Win blog during the commercial break of a case that needs to be heard during Community Court. Next on KZKO. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another exciting segment for WIN on KZKO The Vibe.